Hello everybody and welcome back to some more GSA action, starting off with the 70 Star League qualifier today. And the first match of the day is max25 versus Badroenis. I'm joined by my co-commentator Electric. How are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty well. Really excited for this matchup. Badroenis been demonstrating some really solid play. Like that last run we saw up till Fire Sea was just incredible from him. So hoping for that high level gameplay yet again. Practicing that bits right now just to make sure everything's clean and consistent for when he gets there on 49 pace. Meanwhile, Max, no stranger to the game. I'm excited to see his gameplay too. I don't think I've been able to watch him too much yet, but I'm excited for what these guys have to offer.
Yeah, Sam, it's also quite an uh, decent matchup because if Badroenis doesn't manage to win this one, he's actually not gonna be within the top two in this group. So he has to win this one, otherwise he's not gonna be in the bracket for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, and here's certainly hoping he's got the moves, he's got the skill at the game. Just needs that nice solid run, and that will propel him into that bracket for our tournament. So really
It's
excited
gonna be
to
good.
hopefully see that.
If he keeps up the gameplay that he has during this race against Strauss and Gothic, I'm pretty sure he's gonna take this one, but you never know if that's gonna be the case or not.
Right.
Honestly, didn't expect that. When I read that on Twitter that he got a 51, like 51, 55 against Ross, it's like 20 seconds off of his PP or something like that. 30. Yeah, 30 seconds. And that's pretty damn good for a race. And he was on PvP pace into Tippy as well, so it's super impressive.
Yeah, just it really seems like Badronis only loses time to very severe mistakes like that double death in Fire Sea or taking that huge fall in TTC 100. So here's hoping he's able to, keep it to minor mistakes, if any, throughout this run and give himself the best possible chance at snagging that W. And we'll be having that countdown in the back room shortly here. But
Just
beforehand,
waiting. Oh,
just a
sorry.
quick reminder. No worries, no worries. We do have a full schedule so you can view all our upcoming races. I'll go ahead and throw that command into chat so you can go ahead and see when all our upcoming qualifiers and then the inevitable tournament races are, so you can never miss a single one. We got that countdown from the back. Should be seeing the resets momentarily. Now, Max, interestingly, using the Japanese version, just maybe that's the one that he owns only, or just was too lazy to switch. Who knows what the situation was there.
Could be the case. Maybe he's just the one that he plays with the most. I get it sometimes that when you switch versions in between runs, for 70 for example, I do always use US, and then for every other category use Japanese. And the text actually throws me off when I like switch from US to Japanese, because the text scrolls a lot faster for US, and it's pretty weird. You mess up your inputs for the Japanese text.
Yeah, it's weird how that ends up working out, and you're right. Like it's not super easy to switch between versions. So maybe Max just spending a lot of time with JP recently. We are going to see a slight lead from Max from the intro, but that will be kind of tapering off throughout the run. So later on, if he does have a lead, that will be an organic lead, of course. Going into the Lakitu skip, interested to see the setups these guys go for. I believe Badronis goes for that more beginner setup with the kick off to the right. And Max
Let's
as
see. Oh,
well.
Max. Yeah, Max is well going for the same kind of setup.
Both
That's
of
the
them doing
first.
good lineups.
Oh, very nice. He's very fucked with that, but he didn't manage to not grab the wall, actually. He was so close to it. I figured he might wallhack the wall.
And yeah, that set up the kick and the long jump at the beginning. You have to time them pretty well in order to make sure that you'll actually get that lineup that you want. Because optimally, you'll be able to just hold up for the rest of the trick and it'll just work. But if you don't get a good lineup, then that calls the entire thing into question. Nice looking bomb clips from both of them.
For both. Badroenis was really close to throwing the bomb on the slope, and what happens then, it explodes earlier, so it kind of throws off your timing, but he was he was really close to doing that, but managed to still be like right next to it, so it didn't affect him at all. And again, slight route difference. Max has actually always been doing that, going for worms before slide, even though doing slide first before worms is 1 second faster.
Yeah, it's like the whole reason you would do this is for PB attempts so you can get through the reset heavy area faster. But for a race, that's not really important. So I guess just the muscle memory, maybe not confident in that castle movement up to the slide. Who knows what it is. Badroenis with a clean slide. I'm going to go and say 12.6.
That was a nice switch. And 0.7. Almost. Oh, and Max actually gonna miss that cycle because he also went back for the coins. Just slid on the slope a little bit.
What intro movement did he do? Like, which cycle was he going for?
He's going for the half cycle, I think it's called. I'm actually not sure. I only know pro cycle. But he did go for all the 10 coins in the beginning, so.
Okay, so that's gonna be half then if he went for the ones on like the brown slope first.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No one's found a way to move up there while collecting all the brown coins as well. Pro cycle just restricted to the stone coins so far.
Yeah, exactly. As a
Pretty
commentator,
nice backup
I maybe
there, collecting the rest of that ring since he knew he was gonna go ahead and miss the cycle anyway.
Yeah, he didn't even need for that kind of rod. It doesn't really seem to make a big difference. So he still has a lot of coins to grab there at the end. If you do manage to mess up the cycle on for example, the pro cycle, you want to grab these coins. Ooh, this is the red, but no problem. And then when you miss the coins on pro cycle, then you can just grab. Miss the cycle on pro cycle. Then you can just grab those 3 coins and skip the 5 coins at the end. I hope that wasn't too much information. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're totally fine. I didn't actually realize it. Like, because only doing that half cycle, you kind of get used to the coin counts at all the like major stops in that cycle. So yeah. it's a little bit weird trying to remember like, okay, this is how you can avoid grabbing these at the end, etc. It's a very technical star, and it's one that's pretty difficult to learn.
It's definitely, and Badroenis was showing off really good that I'm not sure, went for the cornering in the water first, so the side pro cycle without grabbing the 5 coins on the beginning.
Here we go. Yeah, the OG full cycle movement.
Exactly.
Oh, almost getting the Owlus, but sliding right off the edge. That's like the closest you can get to actually getting in with Owl. And then the fence bop, okay.
Exactly, that's so brutal, and it's one of these things where it's really hard to tell what exactly you messed up. If it was like you holding the left input too early or too late, or just messing up the triple jump. Hey, just so much that goes into making Owlus.
I'm going for cannonless texture setup, okay.
Quite risky, but gets it first try, very nice.
Must have put the time in. Pretty difficult to see those lines on the plank sometimes. Oh, Max missing the jump up to Big Womp. Okay. At least he didn't get the ledge grab the second try.
As far as I'm concerned, I think overall Badroenis is gonna grab a lead here. Probably should. This 100 coins was very, very seldom now with the Womp mistake on Max's side as well. Ooh, gets a rare bonk. Bonks under the Womp as he lands, so he didn't get the ground pound he needed.
Yeah, it's like you have to hit him at the very quickest, the frame that he's horizontal on the ground. And I hate how like it makes you think that you got the hit because it makes the noise, has the whole animation, but it just doesn't count.
Yeah, it's really weird. But he was ready for it, went right back on the Womp. You can see that the Womp King just didn't get up, so. But as I was saying, Badroenis is probably gonna grab the lead here, and we'll see that after Max is done with the slide. And also doesn't get the triple jump as well.
What, in your opinion, is the secret to that triple jump? Because it's a pretty finicky strat for sure.
I could tell you if I didn't do the double jump strat.
Oh, that's right! I forgot that you go for that now.
But yeah, you want to make sure that either your angle is good or you're as far as possible to the left, so you have enough space to like avoid the tower or grabbing the tower.
Very nice triple jump from Badroenis there. Beautiful top of the fortress star.
Yeah, very solid angle there. That was very nice. And as I said, Max is not gonna be in the lead anymore. But maybe he's gonna grab 12.8, I'm saying, maybe?
I'm gonna go ahead and say a 12-9. Seemed to have a little bit of a weird dive at the end there.
Ooh.
Oh, what do you know? What do you know?
The Slide Master.
Badroenis, though, pulling off that 12-7 before, I'm thinking, based on that jump, 12-8.
Let's see. I think you're right. That should be a 12 idea. I just slide quite slow bonk or like redirect at the end there while he was landing. But it's also all time. I mean, it's only really 0.2 or 0.3 from what most people get, or most pro players get.
Yeah, and even the pro players don't get those times absolutely reliably, so...
Exactly, that's true. They didn't want to make it sound like people like Cheese only get 12.6s.
Yeah, there's a few 12.5s in the mix there. You gotta consider those. Badroenis with some pretty solid flying.
Yeah, it's not easy. That was, especially the first turrets is where most runners struggle with. Ooh, that was quite a bad angle, but manages to save it and not dive. I had to make sure that he still grabs his star without hitting the ground, otherwise he would have activated the text box from the switch.
Yeah, Max playing it really safe on his flying here. Gonna lose a little bit of time. Just very shallow arcs.
Also, pretty wide turn at the end as well, and doesn't really align himself perfectly to like be right in front of the switch too.
Badroenis with Dark World.
So, what would you say about the stage, Electric? Do you think it's scary?
It's pretty scary. I mean, that image in the background is so hazy. You're constantly unsure of what it is, and then whoop, you get bodied by an amp or something. Like it really is an obstacle course. All the Bowser stages are, and even though it's a good first stage for a beginner to learn because of the movement it exposes you to, it's gonna make you furious while the whole time you're doing it. You're just gonna be missing that switch over and over for 2 hours. Like, what am I doing wrong? And then the first time you get it, you save state, and then right afterwards fall right off, accidentally L reset in the practice ROM. Bam, you're right back where you started. Like, it's... And then, of course, at the pro level here, going for the cycles these guys are going for, Badroenis with a really clean Dark World, but you're just playing on the razor's edge the whole time.
And Max as well, so no fails from either of these runners, both grabbing Shigeru cycle. Max had a little bit of a different movement there on the fifth red. He grabbed the one on the sponge first. Was still fine. Ooh, gets the first hit, but Lesh grabs, and meanwhile Badroenis is missing a throw. Very nice to recover.
Yeah, backs up really nicely there, not letting Bowser turn around at all. See if Max can get a first try throw on his end.
And a 10:09 fade out. Yeah, 10:09 fade out is a good Dark World time for a race. Considering how harsh Worms especially is in races, that we can miss a lot of time there. Ooh, Max actually also missing the throw. But yeah, as I was saying, Worms is a harsh stage, and most runners might lose some more time in that. And a 10:09 is only around like, what, 20-25 seconds off of like near perfect Dark World time, so not too far off.
It's certainly a very solid run from Badroenis at the moment. This looks like it's going to shape up to be a nice sky jump here. Pretty finicky. The thing I have the most trouble with on that is right when you take off, you still have to be holding forward as if you want Mario to descend. And so it's not only do you get that speed boost from the takeoff, when you hold the stick down right after that, you end up getting a boost from the game thinking you've gone from descending to ascending. And that's pretty much required for getting that reliably. Max with a missed block. Okay, backing it up pretty nicely.
This he's probably gonna go all the way up again, as always. Cannot the start he did in most of his tournament races too, but
it seems to work for him. Wastes a little bit of time, but hey, better than not getting up there.
With it.
Badroenis with that advanced wall kicks will work.
It's just
okay.
Oh, nice.
That's
I was gonna say
he's playing right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's playing so nice, and then he bongs. So well, I didn't say anything, so
this is not your fault for commentators' curse.
Exactly.
Yeah, the bonk he took there was really risky because depending on how exactly you bonk against that corner, you could have momentum backwards. So like you land on the platform below, unable to move as you slide back off and then just die.
It's so sad when that happens. It has happened to me a couple of times, so speaking from experience.
Yeah, it's happened to me a few times, and it's like I would have rather missed the wall kick. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Badroenis also with a very nice little penguin lost. That one can be kind of finicky, especially the penguin grab.
He did miss it as well, so it's easy though. He's just sort of slippery ground, so.
Yeah, I hate how Cool Mountain is supposed to be snowy, but the ground feels like ice. Like, you can get decent traction in snow, I think.
This is actually true. Oh, ooh, what? I've
Okay.
actually never seen Mario being the penguin like that before. But that's cool. Might have been playing too much on the US, because that's one difference as well, that the star spawn is slightly different. Where in the US it's not above the penguin, but yeah. As you were saying, it does feel like ice instead of snow, and I get where you're coming from. It's really weird.
Yeah, like, snow is not that slippery. Like, I may be from Texas, but I've seen snow a couple of times. This is not that slippery.
Ooh, and
Badroenis with a big old fall.
missing the dive, slide off. Ooh, going for the safety red. Definitely a smart move on CCM 18 there.
Oh yeah, he always goes for it in races. I haven't seen him not go for it once. It's really good for, like, you're able to take, honestly, a much easier line through the slide, because the line you have to take with only one spare coin is just really, really monk-ass.
It is, and if you do mess this up with the penguin race, you have to do the race all over again, because you have to leave the slide to grab the 100 coin star. And with CCM 17, since you don't really have to do the penguin race, you can just grab, still like leave the slide, and then in case you do miss too many coins, you can just grab any coin outside, and it's not as much of a loss as it is with the big penguin race. So
yeah,
it's a scary star.
And we've got a Pennsylvanian, an Ohioan, I'm not sure what exactly that term would be, and a Chicagoan confirming snow is not slippery. I think I can agree with all of them.
It might be if it was like laying around for a while. I've had that in my town before, in Germany.
Yeah, so if it's like wet snow with like a base of ice, I could see that, but like, you know, just dry, like fresh snow? No.
Exactly.
Man, do you see any rain on the Cool Mountain? I don't see any rain.
Busting Cool Mountain for being wrong.
I can halfway understand some Snowman's Land. I mean, with the big lake, it's got to be more humid there, so that can be slippery, and there is like provable ice under some of that snow. So I mean, I guess I can just assume all of it has ice under it. But Cool Mountain, no, I'm calling you out. There's concrete under the snow. Okay, there's some sections of like literal concrete up like on the top of the mountain. You almost never see him in speedruns. I think you like kind of see them off to the side in 120 star when you're doing the snowman's head, or not head, but like the head. Snowman's lost his head. That's what that one is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just super weird, but we just keep talking on about Cool Mountain as our runners are actually going into BBH right now. They're only gonna grab 2 stars here.
Yeah, both of them opting for that same order. Looks like maybe they're not quite as comfortable with boost, so just want to get that out of the way first.
I can see that. I don't think the bouquet star is too hard, so just better get that balcony off your back, because if you can fall off, and this is a big time loss if you manage to fall off.
Max just continuously pounding that Boo, hoping something will happen, but Boo not quite getting close enough.
Makes me think that this Boo actually has a kind of weird hitbox. Even when you do the long jump strat, where you're kind of inside of the Boo, and then you hit him.
It's like it takes a moment for his hitbox to become ready again after he shakes himself off.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've noticed the same thing in randomizer. Like wherever he'll spawn, I'll just do ground pound and chase him in between, and just end up inside of him, and he won't hit Mario before you get the chance to start the pound. It's pretty strange.
And then if you're just like 1 frame too late, you're gonna get destroyed and fall off the balcony pretty much. You're in a bad position.
That balcony fall is such a huge time loss, especially if you're like on the third hit, because for some reason his health regenerates. Like I don't think that Bomb King or Womp King have that happen, but if you fall off the balcony, I guess it's because it has to load the house and then the balcony again later on. I'm not sure, but he requires 3 hits there too. Badroenis with a clean pillarless. Oh man.
And that is... Oh, but the fall of shame. But yeah, as I was saying, that is a really hard strat to do. Not only do you have to regrab the bomb and get a big bomb, preferably, because you can only do that trick with 2 different sizes of bombs, the medium bomb and the big bomb. And most runners do prefer big bombs, so because you get more speed, which makes it a lot easier to reach the pyramid top. And then you also have to regrab the bomb while you're on the slope, and there we go. Max doesn't want that medium bomb. Not enough speed for him.
Yeah, the medium bomb a much harder strat. It's not like bomb clip where it's just, oh, it takes longer for me to reach the goal. Like the fact that you have less speed makes the approach a lot different and a lot more difficult.
Definitely. And then yeah, you gotta regrab the bomb too, which is also a lot harder with medium bomb. And then the double jump at the end. Once you like get on the pyramid, it's just so much that can go wrong on this trick. And now Max with that solid big bomb gets the double jump, and
right on in
almost
there.
Clean entrance. Did take a while there at the end, but no biggie at all.
Does not get the fall of shame. Mario able to stand on that fence with his tiptoes. And yeah, just everything about that trick is hard.
And some runners actually decide to do it twice if they end up doing CCM17, so big Monkeyes.
Huge shoutouts to Draws and to Zoofy. They're the 2 ones I've seen so far in races go for that CCM17 route reliably.
Ooh.
And, oh man.
So during the qualifier, right? Yeah.
Right.
That's insane.
We'll see if they do it in the actual league too. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. Some of these guys are just wild.
I kind of feel like Dross is the kind of guy to just go for it anyways. He just wants to go all in.
Yeah, same.
Not so sure about Zufi, but I think he's also kind of like that. Sticks to his guns. Ooh, and the clean reds from Max there. Just for the double long jump strat.
Okay, Badroenis going for this pretty precise movement into the volcano. It's a little tricky of a setup. Gonna go ahead and go for boost.
Okay.
Very nice.
Oh. Not bad. Oh.
Yeah, having some trouble. Okay, wanting that side flip dive again. It does work in his favor this time.
Wait, why is Max going for side top? Did he wait? He did get a wing cap, right?
Yeah, he did get it.
Why did he go for side top?
That may be why he's running JP. Maybe he's just run a crap ton of 16-star recently. I don't know. It's because that's slower than the wing cap strat, right?
It is, yeah. It's like a second slower, I believe.
And it's stupid hard. It's basically a second owl. It's just a little less precise, but not by much.
Definitely. If you don't do it fast, like Max did without stopping, it's pretty hard to do.
Okay, Badroenis clearing out the volcano. 2 somewhat worrisome stars in LLL, but not burning his behind any more than he absolutely has to.
There's no opening for Max to catch up. It's been a pretty solid lift lava line so far. Just a slight issue in the volcano, but that was no problem at all. He barely lost time there.
A nice little Z optimization on that little ledge. There are a few cases where if you're holding Z when Mario lands on an upward facing slope, you can actually jump out of that landing faster than you'd normally be able to.
And you actually need it. If you long jump to that spot where Badroenis long jump to, you have to hold Z, otherwise you're just gonna fall into the lava and you cannot jump dive.
Exactly, yeah. Like it's absolutely required. In Womp's Fortress, it's also using the 100 coin route, but it just makes the jump to the second red faster. Or is that? I think it's the first one in the route, actually.
Yeah, it is the first one, and I also feel like it's a bit easier to grab the red coin and not overshoot or like jump below it or something. I'm not too sure on that, but yeah, it's definitely good to do the Z strat there.
It's one of those little optimizations that it takes you a little bit to think of, and especially like a lot of people, just someone needs to tell you that it happens. Badroenis having some issues with his 3 bullies. Meanwhile, Max on 1 health needs to make absolutely certain to get this rollout. Okay, just not even going for the rollout. Gonna go a little bit higher on the pole, waste some time, but get a very clean dive shot to that star.
Just making sure he's not gonna die. Smart move. Maybe he was not. I wouldn't be comfortable only having 1 health going up that pole, so kind of understand. But now we actually see Badroenis going for the DD. And I don't know if there's anyone watching that hasn't been around for a while, but we now do HMC after doing upstairs, and ooh, Max taking a harsh fall on lava boost.
He's just gonna go up the volcano. It looks like at this point he has to with that burn.
Can't really do anything else.
Badroenis has such clean chests.
I actually haven't seen it, but that was a really good last one as well. The first one's nice. Oh my god, that was so unlucky. Max again falling down, grabbing the pole at the bottom of it. But now it goes for the lava boost and actually gets it as well. It's so wow. That is so mean.
The roundup boost.
After falling down like twice, he gets it. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, as you were saying,
what I was saying earlier, HMC late is a little bit faster by a second than doing HMC after Lethal Hour landed 70 star. I'm glad I got that off my chest.
Yeah, it's sorry. It's like sometimes like just something happens on screen that it's just like, oh, I need to say something.
Yeah. That's also just Max. While I was explaining that, Max falling down on lava boost. Stuff happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely sorry. Like I'm not meaning to interrupt you as much as I feel like I am. So I'm sorry about that, man.
It's all right. Happens too easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an action-packed game, especially with what Badroenis is about to be doing right after he makes a visit to the Manta.
Max with I'm pretty sure if Badroenis had good. Ooh, that is not a good angle for the last chest. Actually, he has to such a long turn at the end there. Oh no, Badroenis also missed a ring. It's not really scary. He gets the 4th one. Does he also get the 5th? Does he know where that box are? Okay, wow. I would have been lost there. I'm pretty sure I would have messed that up, getting the other like last 2 rings.
You just have to pretty much stop. Like the hitboxes don't load until a little bit after the rings spawn, and so like if you miss those first few, you have to take it so slow. And it's like every bone in your body's like, I need to go fast. I need to go fast, but like you don't want to tempt those rings because if you miss one on like going through it and it just doesn't detect it, oh no. Badroenis already with some issues in Fire Sea. Early LEs even into question already. Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna grab early LEs anymore now. Definitely gonna go for that normal cycle instead. But as you were saying, the Manta hitboxes, the Manta ring hitboxes are super weird. And if you don't go slow and miss one, which easily happens, you can't do anything about it. If you turn around, you're not gonna be in time to actually try and grab the hitbox again. So it's just over at that point, and you have to wait for to grab like 5 new ones.
Yeah, I really feel like the Manta rings are just a very, very poor adaptation of the secrets code to like having movable spawns, because like they're the only things in the game that move like that. Like no other secret has a moving position. They're all fixed. But
I'm sorry, but Max also got these so easily after missing the first 2 ones, which I feel like are the ones. If you miss the first 2 ones, I feel like the first 5 rings have the best hitboxes that you can easily detect, and then after that it goes downhill. So not getting the first 2 rings is really scary, but Max didn't seem to have any problem. Just was fine.
Yeah, I think it's really just because like you really don't have the time to take the first 5 rings too fast, but once you miss one, you have way more than enough time to take it fast. But Max failing to grab that first coin, gonna be also losing some time to Fire Sea.
An interesting triple jump as well. Meanwhile, Badroenis missing that throw.
That's such a costly miss.
Exactly, the worst kind of throw you can miss. unless you're in PB pace in Sky, but it costs around 10 seconds. Probably 20. I'm actually not too sure how much exactly.
It's between 15 and 20 for sure, because I think like in the Sky they take about 10 seconds. And
yeah, that should be around right.
Well, like the whole deal is he has to rotate the entire platform all over again, which I don't think takes quite as long as him coming up from the stage.
Definitely, it takes a lot longer than in Sky. And Max also grabbing the same sack as Badroenis, so Badroenis didn't really lose time there just for a PB attempt, I guess, but still keeping the same kind of lead going into Fire C. Unless Max also misses a throw, then he caught up a little bit.
Yeah, here's hoping. You only have to get one throw on that Bowser, so it's not too bad. You know, I always felt like that was kind of a missed opportunity. They didn't make you get 2 throws on the second Bowser.
Yeah, I feel that. You could have gotten like 2 and it would have been quite harder, I would say. And for some reason it's the same as the first Bowser too, so I don't know, same amount, I mean.
Well, and especially for speedrunning, it's actually easier because you're able to just get right behind Bowser and grab him the moment that tail hitbox becomes available. Now, meanwhile, Badroenis having a little bit of stumbles on this Wet Dry World 100 coin. Going for the double-double, but missing it, unfortunately. Just a little bit too far away from the second box, I think.
Also went for the Skeeter first before the blue coins, which was an odd choice. Gets that, but that's not bad at all. Ooh, and there it is. Missed 1 coin already. If he misses another coin, he already has to go for a backup coin box, which is not too bad. It's almost on the way, but still, you want to try and not miss any more coins to make sure you don't have to go out of your way. And this one, the checker can be really annoying, but that was decent coin RNG for him. Also managed to grab every single one.
Not too bad at all.
Yeah, sometimes these coins just kind of fly away, or 1 coin just kind of flies away and then you're screwed already.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the most RNG heavy stars due to all the coin spawns you have to make.
And Max got that double-double.
Very nice.
Oh, super hot.
Oh man, it's been so long since I've seen it. The second one especially is hard to set up.
But then awful Skeeter RNG for him.
Yeah, not gonna be going after that 1 coin. Don't blame him.
Yeah.
And then the box too, not really great RNG there either.
Oh, interesting camera. I wonder if that's for lag reduction, but I don't think you really need that kind of C-right camera there.
And if you're gonna lag reduce, I think it'd be a little bit more applicable up here.
Yeah, I think it should be, but Max just a little bit off there. But yeah, yet again, is not allowed to miss any coin, and that coin RNG was not too good for him. He also had a kind of a low jump, so he wasn't able to grab every coin right away as they're coming out of the box.
And speaking of low jumps, for some reason Badroenis not getting enough distance off of that Skeeter like he wanted.
Also almost hitting for, ooh, that was kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that was
clipped into the moving platform, so good thing he was ready for that. Alright, and he's almost done with the guard already. One more star here, which is the easiest one. Just have to teleport, jump down, ground pound. That's it.
Yeah, one of the few that, like, I remember Drogi at Pace was trying to get the task time on this.
Ooh. It's probably one of those stars where you can actually do that, since the movement is pretty straightforward.
Yep, I think a couple of people have actually tied the task before on that one. And I think on Chill with the Bully, too, a couple of people have.
We're talking about the X-Cam strat, right? Not the single star crazy wall kick strat.
Right.
Yeah, okay. That would be insane if Drogi got that, at Pace at least. Pretty sure he can, otherwise. Ooh, what? It did... Badroenis only get one... No, never mind, he got 2 long jumps. It looked like he only got 1 first, but...
That would have been so weird.
Yeah. Would have been in the correct spot to actually get the clip there, if you only got 1 long jump. Yeah, just not letting go of that speed. Still playing super solid. No chance for Max whatsoever.
Of course, we are going into TTM in just a moment, which has caused some players some troubles.
There's quite a lot that could go wrong. I'm not sure if Badroenis is the kind of guy to go for breezeless, but failing that wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, Red's scary and a lot of other stars that we'll just have to see how it goes. I don't want to curse anything. Already talked about what's gonna happen, so it's just let Badroenis finish up that THI.
Okay, gotta pluck some piranhas. Not too hard of a star. What's happening after this? Well, if you'd like to check our calendar schedule, we've got, if I remember right, Wilco versus Zufi right after this?
It is, exactly.
That's going to be a wild race. The consistency versus the speed.
And it's for the first seed as well. They're both on top of the group, so they're pretty much confirmed to get into the bracket. But yeah, that match is gonna decide who's gonna get the top seed into bracket.
That's going to be really exciting to see.
And now, Badroenis is entering the third easiest stage, as some might say, which is completely untrue. This stage is not easy.
Yeah, mountain clip and then log wall kicks. It's just, there's a ton of stuff happening here.
And you have to do that twice, that log. Oh, everyone is ready for that save. Let's go.
Awesome.
Now he has to do that log wall kick again. Ooh, meanwhile, Max taking a swim, not hitting the pipe. A little bit costly, not too bad though.
Yeah, Badroenis takes a pretty interesting approach to the mountain clip. I don't think I've seen people use that alternate camera angle before they do the kick and the long jump before. Missing the top of the mountain star, wasting a few seconds just trying to get himself back in position to grab it.
What kind of camera was he doing? I missed that. Was focused on Max falling into the water.
It was like he rotated his camera to the right a little bit, like this sort of camera angle, and then he jumped and did the kick and then shifted to that like dead on the mountain camera angle you normally see for mountain clip.
Yeah, I can't recall that happening ever. Seeing ever.
Yeah. I was about to say, well, it happened.
Yeah, just a little bit confused. Ooh, almost really good reds from Badroenis. Gets bobbed by the ending.
Max25, a pretty decent mountain clip of his own. Can go ahead and skip over to log wall kick. If you're not consistent at it, you don't need to go for it with that risk of the time loss.
I feel like by now I would actually, if I was gonna do that myself, it would be a lot riskier for me to go to the log, because the camera that Max had was so weird, and it also moves sort of weird, that sometimes if you're not ready, it messes up Mario's movement a little bit.
Yeah, because
so you saw
the
Max
stick is always relative
very...
to the camera, so like if the camera's rotating in a weird way, then like you just holding up will make Mario like do a curved motion, and you're just like, I didn't do that, what?
Exactly. But yeah, you see Max go quite safe to not fall down at all. No issues there.
Yeah, falling can incur a massive time loss, because doing that mountain clip anywhere but that initial starting position is so hard.
You easily just, I know, you don't even clip then. Sometimes if you're just slightly off, you're just gonna slide off the mountain and not clip into the mountain. So, good thing you got those two stars very easily. No backups needed.
Okay, but Badroenis having a little bit of trouble with the very initial setup for Snowman's Head. But this backup is fairly clean.
It's a side bonk. Very many jumps into the star.
that was a little bit weird.
Could have been a lot worse though, so
Oh, yeah.
it's not too bad. That's definitely the hardest star in that whole stage, if you don't count the ground pound, but you can't really lose that much time on missing the ground pound here.
Right.
But that is not high
Oh,
enough.
but that, yeah, you could lose time to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, he's not having a kind snowman's land at the moment. Let's see how clean his backup is here. Nice dive.
A little bit of time for Max to make up, but still so far behind. It's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, 3 full stars behind at the moment. It's going to take a lot more from Badroenis. Probably a tippy meltdown of the highest order. Max to be able to make up that significant time. Badroenis going right into the deep freeze. Getting kind of a weird angle on his setup.
Didn't manage to get a jump. I think that was an accidental dive, meant to kick instead, but solid back up, even though he was so close to the icy labyrinth. Still managed to get up there. And now Bully is a pretty straightforward star, there's not much that can go wrong there. Gonna push the Bully into the ice. Cold lava, is it just ice? Or is it like... I don't know, it gives you that burn animation.
I think it's like the water in the lake further on in the level, but colder. I think that's all it's supposed to be.
What, it's safe and quit?
I guess that must have been intentional. I don't know if that's faster than doing the exit. It must not. It's not, I don't think.
Ooh, I'm actually not sure. That's now I'm thinking maybe it's actually, no, it's probably not faster. No, never mind.
You have to re-enter the course after the animation is over. Go through star select.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long from the menuing, so...
Yeah, I probably lost a little bit of time.
But actually not one of the worst spots to save and quit. They're definitely far worse than that.
I think that's probably the best spot, actually.
Yeah, maybe in Worms.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Or I guess like Womps going into slide wouldn't be too bad.
Exactly, but yeah, I think that's actually probably the best one, you're right. I already thought about that, because yeah, it just kinda happens, and then you have to live with it, but not too bad. Now, as we were saying earlier, now gonna do HMC. 4 quick stars, and then up to Tippy.
Yeah, that MIPS the Badroenis grab. Oh, missing the triple off the box. Looked good. Not sure why he didn't actually get the triple there.
Also grabbing the hangable ceiling. And unable to get the triple jump as well. Slide meltdown. Ooh, drops everything at the moment.
And almost getting the Christmas miracle with the ground pound.
Yeah, unfortunate. But it's like one of these things where you can't really tell if you do have enough hate or not, if you have to back it up at least. So yeah. And now we see Max as well going for Snowman's Land's Reds, which is slower, but he does skip TC100 with it, so... At least that's what he has been doing this whole tournament so far. And TC100 is a hard star, so I can kind of see that. But yeah, it's around like 20 seconds slower in total. If you do get a good TC100 at least.
Yeah. I will say though, every time I've seen someone go for this strat, Max included, they've never had a clean stomp on the floor.
So losing even more time over
right, like it doesn't quite feel worth it. I don't know, man. Unless like you just keep dying at 90 coins in TTC 100, I just don't see it being worth it.
Maybe it's not the TTC 100 star that's hard, it's just the one star that's in a bad position.
Yeah, I mean, the movement is going to be hard either way, is pretty much how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's true.
The drone is falling right off after right side amazing. Okay.
But he's good. Solid backup. Almost a solid backup. Gets a slight ledge grab.
Yeah, he's having a ton of problems with HMC.
But still, 3 stars ahead. So, and Max still has to do Christmas Miracle as well, which is quite a long star. A lot of movement errors from Badroenis.
Yeah, I don't know if
quite
he's...
unsure.
Do you think he's feeling nervous?
That's what I would guess, at least, considering how he plays. It does seem like he's messing up because nerves are getting to him, but not too sure. It might just be one of these things where you can't really tell what's going on and you keep messing up. It's not even the nerves, it just kind of happens. Ooh, and there we go. Max gets the side flip, the ground pound back up.
Yeah, that
Again,
can be
it's
a pretty weird backup.
Yeah. You can't really tell if it's gonna work or not, so it's always kind of random, I would say. Even though it is not random, technically, but it feels random.
Yeah. Plenty of things in this game that end up feeling like that, honestly.
That's true. This game is otherwise quite fair, I would say. Ooh.
Yeah, very little RNG compared to a lot of speed games. Badroenis, again, I think this is the second time he's pulled this off without the side flip. Interesting strat.
I think Puncation was also saying that that's a little bit easier and also faster, so... Oh, but, well, maybe not easier, but not really harder. So, probably worth it for him, and it worked out very well.
Oh yeah, first try Lakitu bounce. I mean, you can't sneeze at that.
Let's see if he's just gonna keep going. Now, maybe his signature red's coming out. He's the kind of guy to grind the star a lot and has a really good time on it. So, sub 22, where most people don't really have that time. So, that grind though.
Having a little bit of a rail grind there, but oh, that is such clean movement. Oh, not even going for that back kick.
He did mess up a little bit by not grabbing the red, but that was still a really solid ending, which is actually that single jump is like 0.2 seconds faster if you do it right. So he probably didn't really lose anything. Might have gained a little bit. Not bad.
Yeah, Badroenis' practice on that star has paid off. We've seen a lot of players lose tons of time on it.
But it is so scary. This is he decides to back off, which is probably the smartest thing to do, so you get enough speed to still make that long jump. Okay.
Yeah, doing that dive there is pretty risky. Nearly paying for it.
One step away from falling down and dying. Good thing he held back on that rollout.
Honestly,
Yeah,
all the time that most people lose to reds, he just lost to tricky triangles, so I think it's fair.
That's true, and he's almost through Rambo right now without any big mistakes. Oh.
Of course, swinging can be a little bit of a roadblock to getting out of mistakes.
There it is.
Yeah, see how familiar he is with the flame shoot? Oh boy. Oh.
Falls all the way down because he couldn't get up. And... He's gotta be really careful. If he hits anything or falls down again, he's gonna be dead. He's not able to... Alright, just gonna go back to healthier. Never mind.
Okay, and he's just doing the full backup here.
But
he might go for the flame shooter now.
Yeah, let's see.
Nope.
No, still not going
for the full backup.
I can understand that, because the flame shooter backup is actually one of the hardest backups to exist in this game. And to think that used to be like a strat that people always did.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard.
And Badroenis there kind of showing off, if you get burned on that last little area, you have to be a little bit careful. You want to jump to kill your speed, but if you jump frame perfectly, you'll actually extend the length of the burn.
That's true. So he didn't really get like an extended burn, but I've also seen you can even like kill Mario with that, right? If you frame perfectly enough.
If you want to challenge in Vanish Cap, go to the bottom, take a burn, and then try to extend that burn all the way back up to the top. At a point, it requires like 30 frame perfect jumps, and if you miss one, Mario just instantly dies. Because you'll be at like 0 health from the time you get a quarter of the way up or something.
Damn.
Yeah, I think one person managed to do it, but
That's
yeah,
kind of like made up. made up challenges are pretty fun to do. So I gotta give that a try.
Right? Like, it's same with meme categories, like all lives, all signs, like, just, it's a different way to play the game for a little while. Badroenis pulling off a clean TTC 100.
Was just about to say the same thing. He's been playing super solid. A little bit of problems in the beginning, but not bad at all. Meanwhile, speaking of bad, Max is not able to get tricky triangles. Got stuck a little bit as well. Okay, now it should be good.
Okay, nice little backup on bopping on that one triangle. Yeah, Badroenis definitely deserving of some clocks for that TTC 100.
And it's probably, if you do get TTC 100 out of the way like that, it gets sort of a confidence boost, I would say. Because it's, in my opinion, the hardest star on the entire stage. If you're comfortable with the triple jump moving strat that Badroenis just did at least. Side problems there. But yeah, definitely have the confidence to not be as scared anymore going into TTC.
Yeah. Badroenis kind of showing off that camera angle when you get into the pendulum area is just so bad.
Ooh. Max deciding to wait until it's actually time to stop again because he missed the first entrance. He's gonna make sure, probably gonna grab the Thwomp Star first, and that's a bonk in the death. Ouch. That's exactly one thing that I don't like about having to do with Thwomp. I already don't like that on moving bars. We do have to do that walking there as well. And it's just so scary, and I see people die a lot on that specific wall kick. Including myself, so...
Yeah, Max now having problems with that triple jump wall kick. Pretty finicky setup.
Badroenis is just breezing through these moving stars. Only has to get like 2 more TC stars and he's already done. I think
Max is making decent time now. Okay, I think that's the cleanest I've seen his double form, so pretty good job besides that death.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you ignore that death in the beginning, that doesn't count. Definitely just an attempt. Unfortunate. Badroenis just doesn't want to slow down still. At least not slow down enough. He's only had a few small movement errors, and that's it.
And Badroenis with one more quick star in the clock.
Then he's gonna grab that Toad Star and is off to the last stage. Stars on the sky. And with that, such a comfortable lead, I don't know if he's watching the stream or he might be keeping up with how Max is doing, like the whole time, but just gonna lay back and finish this one. He has to die a few times for Max to still catch up, so he's in a really good position here.
And remember, he did put some practice time into Sky just before this race, so should be still pretty fresh in his head.
Gotta see if it paid off. I sometimes get the feeling that if you practice something, you're just gonna focus on it too much and then you're gonna end up messing up anyways. It's kind of weird, but...
It's really easy to overthink things in this game.
And then it's just like, you move a little bit to the left and you're dead. Sort of like that. Dusty stairs, but he's in there.
Again with the interesting camera angles to start. Oh no! Not being able to get that jump back right afterwards.
Yeah, he double jumped a little bit far back on this platform, and then he overshoot because of that. Just because of he double jumped like a little bit too late. This distance was off.
Yeah, and then attempting that dive rollout into the ramp and then missing the rollout.
So far, so good now, though, and he still got a comfortable lead, even after that death.
Probably gonna be seeing a moving left side. Okay, very nice.
Ooh, that was very hard. And gotta go for the hard elevator movement as well. That's a really good ending. he's just single jump after the long jump. Oh, damn. He did.
Okay, okay.
Probably kind of tried to avoid the Goomer, but alright. Just gonna nail these 3 throws, and he's in the bracket. Taking out Gothic Logic from the 2nd spot. But that's a first miss.
Oh no, and Max is going to be approaching Sky in just a moment.
Only around 100 more, and Max is back.
Honestly.
He's still like, Badroenis still got a really comfortable lead here. And
What?
if it continues like this,
How did that miss? Okay.
it did look like it was gonna hit. Maybe Max is actually gonna come back. He's just gonna have to grab a decent bit here. This is a hit. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, Badroenis just going to go ahead and change up his bomb setup a little bit. Doesn't like Bowser. What? Huh?
Okay.
I don't know what he was throwing at, honestly. Was trying to figure out what bomb he was even throwing to, but it was just, okay, he's got 2 throws down, Max less than 2 layers up in bits. It's do or die time for Badroenis.
Only 1 more to go, and that's way too far away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Max
Now he's
moving on up, and we're going for probably a standing left side here.
He's a lot
No
closer
moving.
now, though.
He's up! Badroenis with the
Badroenis
clean third, though, finally. Okay.
Yeah, he was a lot closer for that 3rd throw. And there it is. Gonna take that spot into the bracket. Badroenis. GG.
Absolute GG's to Badroenis. Meanwhile, Max entering his own fight, not too far behind.
Might have been the nerves there at the end, missing so many throws. Almost turned it around there at the end. Like, Max caught up quite a bit, actually.
Yep, that was really impressive.
And
Max with the
unfortunately, we won't
first
have
nice
time
throw.
for interviews. Sadly. I was gonna ask Badroenis if he's nervous or not.
I wasn't nervous at all. I was just.
Oh. Hello, Badroenis. I see. Alright. Not nervous at all. That's interesting.
I
GG's,
didn't know
my
where
dude.
it was either. I just figured that, like, since I didn't have any meltdowns, I should be on pace to win by a good bit. But then I didn't realize that Max was actually kind of close when I checked after, like, I hit the last throw. But it was still pretty bad.
Yeah, into bits, you had a really solid lead. And yeah, there it is, folks. That is the match. I think we're gonna move on right to the next one. But yeah, GG's Badroenis, congrats on the win and getting into the bracket.
And it looks
I
like
don't know if that's
congrats
enough
to
to beat.
Max25 for PBing with this run.
All right, he's got had a 55 before. Big congrats.
Yeah, he hasn't done much 70, but, you know, congrats to Max. I'll have to see
But yeah,
what my points are, because I don't think I got first. I could have got first if I won by more.
You're slightly behind Droslaw, but sorry to cut it short. We're actually gonna get to the intermission here and get to the next race. Electrix, thank you so much for commentating with me. It was a blast as always.
Oh, yes, of course, and so glad to be in the booth yet again this morning. Don't go anywhere. Wilco versus Zufi coming up next. Remember, if you miss any of our races, !YT, subscribe to those YouTube channels. We post all of them on our 2nd channel and stream highlights on the 1st, and ! Schedule to see all our upcoming races. We'll see y'all in a bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.